Imran Khan has spent years telling Pakistan one thing: he will not bow. Not to the military, not to the army chief, not to the establishment, not even if it costs him his freedom. But now, from inside Imran Khan's own camp comes a message that sounds very different. If Khan walks out of prison tomorrow, his closest aide says he will not go after the military. He will not confront Army Chief Asim Munir. He will instead swallow his pain for the sake of Pakistan. Yes, swallow his pain. After years of bitter accusations, arrests, protests, and open war with the establishment, is Imran Khan finally bending? Or is this something far more calculated, because the timing of the message is everything? Pakistan Supreme Court has just ordered that the 73-year-old former Prime Minister be moved from a prison to a private hospital for treatment. And almost immediately, the language from his party has changed. Not completely, not a surrender, but a noticeable softening. And that softening is now raising one huge question. Has Imran Khan realized that the road back to politics may run through the very military establishment he has spent years fighting? Let's go back to the beginning. Imran Khan was not always the man at war with Pakistan's military. In fact, his political rise was long associated with a close relationship with the establishment. But that particular relationship completely collapsed. Khan lost power in 2022 after a parliamentary no-confidence vote. And what followed was one of the most dramatic political breakdowns in the recent Pakistani political history. And his Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party turned against the military leadership. The military, for its part, has repeatedly said it does not interfere in politics. But Khan's supporters have long seen Army Chief Asim Munir as the central figure behind the crackdown on their party. Khan was jailed in 2023. PTI leaders were arrested. The party's organizational structure was completely disrupted. And Khan himself became a symbol of that political movement that refused to back down. His language towards Asim Munir was completely harsh. In comments attributed to Khan last November, he called Munir the most tyrannical dictator in the history. He accused him of cruelty towards him, his wife, and his family. And Khan's message was absolutely clear. No matter what they do, he would not bow. He would not submit. That was the Imran Khan story we have watched for years. A former cricket hero, a former prime minister, a man who turned political survival into a personal facade, and a leader who built his image around resistance. But now look at what his close aide Zulfikar Bukhari is saying. Bukhari, a PTI spokesperson, was one of Khan's closest associates, told Reuters that if Khan were released tomorrow, he would not do anything that would damage Pakistan. He called Khan magnanimous. And then came the line that has set off the latest political buzz. Bukhari said Khan would not go loggerheads with the establishment of the military leader. Instead, control your hurt, curb your pain, swallow it for the betterment of your country. Think about that for a moment. A man whose political movement has spent years confronting the establishment is now being described as someone who could choose reconciliation over revenge. But here's the important part. Bukhari is not Imran Khan, and there have been no recent public comments from Khan himself on this change in tone. So we cannot really say that Khan has personally ordered a U-turn. What we can definitely say is that one of his closest aides has sent one of the strongest signals yet that PTI may be open to reconciliation. And that is a massive development. Because this is not just about one man. It is about the future of Pakistan's most political confrontation. The Supreme Court's hospital order has created a possible opening. Authorities were ordered to move Khan to a private hospital within 48 hours. Bukhari called the ruling a new ray of hope, and PTI has agreed to follow the court's instruction that party workers and leaders should not gather outside the hospital. That too matters. Because the easiest thing for PTI to do would have been to turn Khan's medical treatment into another street showdown. Instead, at least for now, the party is signaling restraint. But don't mistake restraint for surrender. PTI is still demanding Khan's release. It is still demanding access for his family's doctors, lawyers, and party's leaders. And it is still preparing for a major nationwide mobilization. September 27. That is the date PTI has given for its march. And Bukhari says it will go ahead whether Khan is moved to the hospital or not. So what exactly is happening here? One possibility is simple political pragmatism. PTI has taken a massive hit. Much of its party machinery has been dismantled. Many senior leaders remain in prison. Others have been forced into hiding. And Khan has spent years behind the bars. The party may have realized that permanent war with the military establishment is not really a sustainable political strategy. And if at all Khan wants to return to the political arena, he may need an exit from the cycle of confrontation. And that does not necessarily mean he has lost. It could mean he is changing the battlefield, because there is a difference between surrendering and strategically stepping back. And then there is the other side of this equation, Asim Munir. Bukhari described him as Pakistan's most powerful man, and then he made an extraordinary appeal. He said that if Munir woke up one morning and decided to extend a healing hand to the country, he could release political prisoners within 24 hours. That's not just a comment. It's a signal. It sounds like PTA is saying we are ready to lower the temperature. The question is whether you are. The government and military did not immediately respond to Bukhari's comments. The military has previously maintained that it does not interfere in politics. The government has said Khan's cases are matters for the courts. So there is still confirmed negotiation between the PTI and the military. Bukhari himself said there are no talks. And that is why we should be careful about calling this a peace deal. It is not. It is not even clear whether Khan agrees with this particular approach. Analysts have already warned that Khan's thinking may differ from the PTI leadership that has remained outside prison. Michael Kugelman of the Atlantic Council has questioned whether PTI's leadership can even present a common front in any future negotiation, while Khan remains jailed. So there is another complication to this particular arena. Khan's own previous rhetoric has been extremely hardline. So if he does emerge from the prison after all, the biggest question will be which Imran Khan will walk out of that prison. The Imran Khan who said he would never bow, or the Imran Khan his aide now described as magnanimous enough to swallow his pain for the country. That is the drama, because if Khan chooses reconciliation, it could change Pakistan's political equation overnight. A return to politics could become possible. PTI could try to rebuild its organization, and the country could at least temporarily step back from the brink of another political confrontation. But if the military refuses to open that door, then September 27 could become very important. PTI says it will march, its leadership may come out of hiding, and the party says it will continue demanding Khan's release. So the same story that began with a court order for the medical treatment could end up becoming much bigger tests to Pakistan's political future. And perhaps that is why this message from Imran Khan's camp matters so much. Because after years of saying, "I will not bow," his closest aide is now saying something completely different. Control the hurt, curb the pain, swallow it for the country. So is Imran Khan really bending, or is he simply playing the long game? We may find out the moment he walks out of that prison, because that first speech, that first move, and that first message to Asim Munir could tell us whether Pakistan is heading toward a political reset or another explosive round of the Khan military showdown. We'll keep on following these developments. Meanwhile, this is me, Riya Girdhar, signing off for Times Now Digital.